Hey folks, hope everyone's having a wonderful day, afternoon, evening. Uh, I welcome you people to Dickinson, North Dakota, which is located in Stark County. Dickinson is located towards the southwest region of the state. And Dickinson is going to be one of the last cities you're going to drive through before you get into what's considered the Badlands area of far western North Dakota. Now, I'm somewhat familiar with Dickinson only because I used to work the oil field up here back when the oil fields were going, before they closed many of them down a few years ago. Now, the company I worked for, they were located here in Dickinson, but most of us who worked for this particular company, we stayed in the hotels in Wofford City. I'm not hotels, but we stayed in apartments located in Wofford City, which I do got that video, which will be coming up in the near future, very near future. So anyhow, Dickinson, North Dakota has a population of 25,679 people. It has grown by a whopping 44.4% as of the 2020 census. Now, typically during the oil boom, which I would say from maybe 2000 and now if I can remember clearly, I would say from the early 2010s up until the late 2010s was the oil boom, because as y'all can remember, in 2020 you had 19 and a whole bunch of stuff going on politically, and a lot of people during that time lost their jobs out here in the oil fields throughout the country. So during the 2010s, primarily you had the oil boom. You had a lot of oil jobs here in western North Dakota, as well as parts of Oklahoma and western Texas. And that's the reason for the massive population growth of 44.4%. That's the reason. Because a lot of people moved here, during the oil boom. Now, fortunately, North Dakota does have a fairly decent economy. So when a lot of people lost their jobs in the oil field, for those that wanted to stay in town for whatever reason, many of those people were able to get jobs in the regular work market here in the local area. I mean, many people who live here in Dickinson. I was going to say. No, let me see how. You know what? I'm gonna check something out real quick. Check something out real quick. Give me a second. Yeah, I would say for at least some of the people that lost their job in the oil fields up here, some of them were able to find work here in Dickinson or in some of your areas close by, like Wofford City. Some may have moved over to Bismarck or even as far east as Fargo. But yeah, and just to kind of paint a picture of the population growth here in Dickinson in terms of the oil boom during the 2010s. Now, in 2021, the population went from 25,679 people down to 25,167 people, which that's not a huge loss. I mean, it's only a loss of 2%, but that was in 2021. come back before the next census. Who knows? I mean, depending on whether the oil boom comes back before the next census or not, it's going to definitely play a significant role in whether this city continues to grow, or it declines a little more, or it stays stagnant. Now during the oil field boom, Dickinson was considered one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. In fact, I would say any area that had a significant energy, that had a significant hold on the energy economy, such as here, places in Louisiana, parts of Oklahoma, West Texas. I mean, all those places had some of the fastest growing cities in the country due to the oil boom. In fact, due to the oil boom, another thing that was growing. Well, I ain't gonna say growing, but another thing that was going on during the oil boom were the housing prices in this region of the country were through the roof. Like the apartments that I was staying in Wofford City. Now, fortunately, I didn't have to pay rent there. My employer paid the rent. But if I can remember clearly, the rent for a 3-bedroom apartment was, I want to say at that time, the rent was about a couple of $1,000s a month. Now, in this apartment, there was, each worker had their own bedroom. I mean, for each apartment, you had 3 employees. Now, every employee had their own bedroom. Every employee also had their own bath. The only areas that we had to share was the living room and the kitchen. That's it. And we had to share the washer and dryer, of course. Or 2, you can always use the laundromat that was in the community. But other than that, we all had our own bathrooms, own showers, own rooms. So, it was a decent setup. Because I remember when I first got up there, I wanted to live by myself. I wanted my own bedroom. I wanted to bring my cat. But then when I started looking at the prices of rent, it didn't make any sense for me to bring my cat. So I ended up having to leave my cat at home and just have my friends checking on my cat. Because even if I would have got a studio at that time, even a studio would have ran me $700 to $800 a month. And it's like, I'm not doing that. I mean, to me, that was hella steep. I mean, I was able to get my friends to watch my cat and I watched over my house for a lot cheaper than what it would have ran for me to come up here and rent during the time that I was working up here. So anyways, anyways, that's the main reason for the massive population growth here in Dickinson was during the 2010s. You had the oil field boom. Now Dickinson, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know this, but Dickinson does have a sizable Ukrainian population here. Now, for those of you that don't know much about Ukraine is an area in Eastern Europe. So yeah, Ukraine is an Eastern European country. Alright, give me a second here. I gotta get my door. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just there's somebody knocking on my door. Heads over some dumb stuff. But anyways, I'm back. So yeah, anyhow, there's a sizable Ukrainian population up here in Dickinson. I mean, due to that, you got the Ukrainian Cultural Institute here, which is basically a museum, and this institute holds year-round events for the local Ukrainian community. In fact, Western North Dakota apparently has a high number of Ukrainian people of Ukrainian descent, which I'm gonna be real, I didn't know. I had no idea. I mean, I was assuming that most of Western North Dakota was, mainly white or Native American. But then again, Ukrainians being from Eastern Europe, I mean, Ukrainian is not a race. Again, it's a culture, and the majority of your Ukrainians are going to be white because because it's up in Europe. But anyways, this was founded in 1881. The city was named after the founder of the city. The founder's name. Yeah, the city was named after the founder of the city, which the city was founded in 1881. W.S. Dickinson. That's the name of the city's founder. He was a native of Malone, New York. Malone, New York. That's Malone, New York. Now, for those of you that are looking to move here for whatever reason, as far as it goes for higher education, you do got the Dickinson State University, which offers 51 bachelor degree programs, 4 associates, and 2 certificate programs. And as far as it goes for the city's infrastructure, you do got the Dickinson Theodore Roosevelt Regional Airport, which, in my humble opinion, I think that airport is a nice airport. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing special. I mean, it's a regional airport, not an international one. So you're not gonna have all the different restaurants and shops like you would have in a larger international airport. But nevertheless, I've flown out of that airport and into that airport numerous times back when I was working up there in the oil field. And during that time, the staff was relatively nice. The staff was nice. So the facility was clean. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all I cared about. As far as the roads that service Dickinson, the main roadway that services Dickinson is Interstate 94. And of course, you got Interstate 94 Business Loop that goes around the city. You also got North Dakota Highway 22 that runs north and south of the city. And as far as entertainment's concerned, obviously, if you're looking for more entertainment than what might be here in Dickinson, you can just drive a half hour west and be in the Badlands. You got Medora, and always pick a trail, go hiking in the Badlands somewhere, or if you have a couple of days off, you can even go there and rent a campsite and go camping during the times of the year where the weather is nicer. But as far as entertainment in Dickinson, you got the Dickinson Theodore Roosevelt Regional. Let me back up. You got the West River Community Center. Basically, you can go in there, you can work out. Now, they do got some decent workout equipment, and they do have a decent sized swimming pool that have diving boards on them, so you can go swimming, jump off the diving board. And next door to the swimming pool, They have a little water, uh, I don't know what you would call it. I guess you can say it's an indoor water park where you can send your kids to go over there and they can play around. So you got that, the swimming pool. You got a decent workout facility, and in fact, you got a basketball court. I believe there's even a tennis court. It's all indoors, and they got some stuff outdoors too. So it's a very nice. It's a very nice community center. Oh, they also got a basketball court too, and also I think around that general area they also have the ice center. They also got the West River Ice Center. I think it's in that area. I don't remember. I don't ice skate, so I wouldn't know exactly where that's at. If I can remember clearly, I saw it somewhere. I think it's close by the West River Community Center. So, anyways, you got the Dickinson Dinosaur Museum, and you also got the Dickinson Museum Center. And if you're into looking at machines that may have been built in the 19th and early 20th century, they do got the Pioneer Machinery Building. It's basically a building that's full of, as I just said a second ago, old machines that were built in the 19th and early 20th century. And also in that museum, you also got buggies, as in the horse and buggy. So you do got different kind of buggies in that museum too, if you're into that kind of stuff. And you also got the Heart River Golf Course, for those of you that want to have a pickup game or two of golf with your friends or whatever. I mean, I don't know how many holes that are at the Heart River Golf Course. I just know there's a Heart River Golf Course in the city of Dickinson. So if you're still wanting to live in Dickinson, your median rent prices are going to go from $870 to $1,710 a month. Your median home price is $255,000. The cheapest house is currently for sale is $75,000, and then from that point you got another house for sale for $85,000, and then from that point it goes into $150,000, and it goes up from that point. So housing here is, it's, in my opinion, it's still a little on the high side when you take into consideration the size of the city and the fact that you're an hour and 20 minutes outside of Bismarck, which is going to be the next largest city by this one. And when it comes to crime, your violent crime is well below national average. Your property crime is only at 6% above national average. And I meant to look up the economy in Dickinson, but I forgot. But you know what? I'm gonna kind of go on a limb a little bit, and this is based off of some of the stuff I've actually seen when I was up here. Now, as far as finding work, if you have your CDLs, you really shouldn't have a lot of trouble finding work. And although the oil industry is not near what it used to be back a few years ago due to politics, now you still got some oil wells that are still, doing their thing. So maybe if you get lucky, You might be able to find a job in the oil field up here, but I would say right now the pickings for that type of work are going to probably be slim due to the fact that there's not as many wells pumping throughout western North Dakota as there was a few years ago. So I would say, as far as the economy here in Dickinson, you got energy, you got healthcare, education, retail. Yeah, healthcare, education, and retail. I would say those are going to be some of the largest economies here in Dickinson. And if I'm not mistaken, you do got some factories here in town as well. So you do got some production jobs here as well. So if you're looking to move here to Dickinson, there's definitely going to be jobs available here if you're needing a job. And obviously, if you're looking for a city with a slightly larger economy, then the best I can tell you is you might want to check out Bismarck or Fargo. Now, as far as it goes for the racial demographics, you got 86.7% white, 2.3% black, 1.6% Asian, 1.3% Native American, and 5.5% Hispanic. And as far as what I think about Dickinson, honestly, I like Dickinson. Will I live in Dickinson? No. Because if I were to move in this region of the country, me personally, I'd rather live in South Dakota. Because, I'm not going to lie, I personally think that South Dakota is a better state than North Dakota, but that's my opinion. But for those of you that are looking at living in North Dakota, I think Dickinson is definitely a solid choice. That obviously, you can handle some super cold weather, some long, harsh winters. So long as you can handle some long, harsh winters, and you don't have the need to be close to a larger city, I would say Dickinson, for many of you, would be a good choice. And that's about all I gotta say about Dickinson. I don't really have much more to say that comes to my mind about this city. Let me look at my notes, because, I want to make sure I didn't leave anything out. No, that's all I gotta say about Dickinson. I don't really have anything else to say. Like I said, if you're looking at living in western North Dakota, it's a decent place to live, provided that you don't have the need to be in a larger city. And I say that because of how far you are from Bismarck, which, like I said, the closest largest city / metro area to here is going to be Bismarck, which is going to be an hour and 20 minutes from here. So, alright folks, that's going to complete my commentary. So I'm going to let you guys watch the remainder of this video. You guys know what to do at this point. And on that note, everybody stay blessed.